Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Well, you know, like 1, 2, 3, four people behind her. This chick went underneath this little, you know, that roped area, crawled underneath there, and snuck up to the front of the line. And people would let her do this. So, I mean, if I'm her boyfriend or whatever, you know, I'd be kind of like, Jesus, you know, kind of rope.
She feels entitled based upon her decent looks at 45 years old.
Yeah, and she was older. Yes, she was in probably mid-40s. But even, I mean, even if you look at this, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? It's kind of a barrel ass, huh? I mean, because you look at the legs are really thin here. Yeah. But again,
Evil's a chest and a face, man. If there's no chest and no face, I'm heading to the. Yeah.
Well, she did have the face, but again, it goes back to she's so obnoxious that it was just kind of like, ugh, you know what I mean? You've ever run into those chicks that they're so obnoxious that are like,
there was some definitely here at Rocklahoma, I can tell you that.
Much. You don't care how good they look, you're just kind of like, ugh, I'm done with you, you know. So she was that chick, and she was screaming obnoxiously throughout the show, and I think she was probably fucking drunk,
intoxicated, ladies and gentlemen. That get a couple of too many road sodas in you, and they're at the casino.
Now,
which means
this is pretty representative of the people that were here. I mean, I felt like I was an Adonis, like Neely, going to this particular show because everybody was so busted up. I mean, they were
on that real quick. Mess. Can you go back 2 photos again to the one that had Crenshaw, just real quick?
Yeah. Here we go.
So that over here on the upper right of the photo, that's not Neely back there. No, right over there. Over there, bro.
No. That it did have a Neely.
I was gonna say, Neely vibe was
maybe
over that lady's
if it was Neely, he'd be going, "Hey, you're here too." You know, Crenshaw saying that to him. But no, it's
be like long lost brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again,
all right. Anyways,
this
go ahead.
is probably the best looking chick next to the chick with the butt stuff. You know, that outfit. But my God,
the nice hair.
This one is definitely older, but less obnoxious. I mean, at least she acted her fucking age. But But there you go. And one more look.
Okay.
All right. This now. I took this picture because the guy.
Is that a metal church shirt?
Yeah, but this guy here, you know, that you just see his arm. That guy there claimed that this guy was David Wayne's brother, and I was like, just because he's wearing a metal church shirt and he's got the same kind of hair, he couldn't substantiate that. But he goes, "Oh yeah, I went to high school with him. He's a singer too." And I'm like, "Oh, whatever." So I had to take the photo.
Well, you know, I'm Neely's brother, and people don't believe me, so you never know. Maybe that was Derek Wayne, David's younger brother.
I mean, look at this. Even the security were out of shape. I mean, that's kind of sad.
And you know, you got to give the Mr. Wayne the credit on the perm on the hair. He's put
newly permed
the salon like Neely,
and he had done a little bit of the adjustment for men on the goatee, like your brother. So.
Yeah, that's a standard feature when you hit.
So here's the ad mat. I mean, they got the guy with the brain tumor in it, but that's the band. I mean, and okay, so here's the rat shit I got cited. So this is that card that
I have to be honest with you. So what's up with
that
card?
Gay,
because I believe. Well, it might be gay, but I, as a young teen in 1991, I believe is when those cards came out, or
91. Yep.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. I have, again, I'm a dork. I never threw away my cards, ladies and gentlemen. I got Garbage Pail Kids. I got baseball cards, basketball, NFL cards, and I have some of those cards, and I may even have
that one
card like that.
Well, if you have this one and the other one, they're the same number, and they never corrected that because they mass produced these. Although you got to wonder how rare these are these days, because you know a lot of them wound up in a landfill. But here's what they gave you. They gave you this fucking bag, which is pretty sturdy, by the way. This is probably the best bag I've gotten in any of these from any of these bands and stuff over the years. Laminate, eh. But he signed the back. I should have taken a photo of the back. That's where he signed it and wrote "Rat" right after his signature. And I got the Hits thing signed, and then obviously the Out of the Cellar. And that was my 3 items, and I was the fuck out. They also gave you an 8x10, but I didn't bother with that. I mean, I think I have that exact 8x10 signed from when I met him on the cruise, because it's a Mark Weiss photo. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Oops.
Nice.
Was that it? Was that it? I think we got it.
We'll nominate one of those here another week.
Oh no, there's another one.
Oh,
now this is just a bad photo because this, and this is, they had a pretty decent stage. I mean, but that was the extent of the logo.
A decent crowd too. Looks like.
How
many people do you think were? Ooh.
It was the show. It was not. I mean, it wasn't sold out. It was about 3/4 full. And to be honest, I think if you saw the crowd, the people as they were rolling in that metal church guy T-shirt photo, yeah, a lot of those fuckers couldn't stand for 2 sets. I mean, they would start standing at first, 2-3 songs in, they're sitting. But yeah, it was just a lot of out of shape people.
I have to admit, though, if I was to go take in a show like this at this point with even at my age, I think the casino environment is the place I would go do it, where the air conditions on and I have more access to food and facilities to use the bathroom. I'm not waiting in a porta potty line or something at these stupid events like this one.
And the cool thing,
anyways,
yeah, I was going to say the cool thing about this particular casino is they have a Rock and Brews on site. So went and grabbed something to eat there, check out some of the memorabilia. In fact, on the 12th, they're going to have Chevy Metal on there, which, as you know, is Brent Woods' band, and they're going to have Bach. Sebastian Bach's going to make a special appearance. But on this photo, look at that. Do you see who that is?
He's trying
It's
to
Crenshaw.
win a couple of bucks.
Crenshaw. Now, this is well after the end of the show because that meet and greet was
this looks
after
like a
the
late
show.
night. Yeah, this is a late night.
So
here.
this was about, by this point, it must have been this, it was probably shortly after 11 o'clock, and this guy's just hanging out, which is proof to you and me that this fucking guy does not live in Vegas. He lives in Vancouver, which is a hop, skip, and a jump from Ridgefield.
Okay, so, but in his defense, we're seeing a theme here, and the theme is he likes the slot machines, and Vegas has a lot of slot machines, my friend, so he might be sitting there running the poker machines or the blackjack machines right there in Vegas, and probably at an Airbnb, though, trying to win a few bucks, and then when he loses his ass, he heads back to Washington to try to lick his wounds or something. So, well, Mr. Crenshaw, I don't know if your music career is going to take off, but I can tell you this much. What you spent to go see Pearcy and the meet and greet and all the fun stuff, you probably didn't get it back on the slot machine, unfortunately. Casinos are not in the... Oh, we're losing your mic again.
Yeah, no. I was just going to say probably not, but it just shows the kind of... there's a theme with these guys that tour manage... Don Dawkin, huh? I mean, there's a particular theme.
Yeah,
here.
I think so. I think there is a theme here. Yes. Their sense of style is all very similar. Yeah, they'll shop at the same store.
True. Yeah. So anyway, so that was the photo. I had to share those photos just because they were kind of fun. I was like, oh, what the fuck? There's Crenshaw, and there's his harem of 55-plus-year-old women, and that other guy that you mistaken for your brother.
Are you sure you're not? I mean, maybe I don't want to divulge any secrets. Are you sure you weren't there to see Crenshaw? That was the rock star
I can tell you this.
For.
I can tell you this. I can guarantee you. I go to the Chevy Metal show. I'm going to see that guy. I guarantee you I go to, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what other shows are coming up, but if it's anything that's melodic, hard rock, he's going to be there. He's not going to be there for the heavy bands. He won't be there for Dark Angel when they come through Portland. It's just way too heavy for him. He's not going to be at 6 feet under when they come through Portland because that's way too heavy for him.
He's an 80s guy.
Yeah, he's an 80s burnout. Hair metal. Yeah, he's an 80s burnout. But he'll be at Chevy Metal. I mean, he's the P word, like your brother, a poser. You know, he's a scene stir, wants to look like he's part of the scene.
Yeah.
Part of the scene, man.
He's got access. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, we'll have to find ourselves a correspondent in Las Vegas who can hit the Golden Nugget shows, because if they go to a show at the Golden Nugget for one of these 80s bands and there's no Crenshaw, then we can call Crenshaw out and say, you don't live in Vegas, you're lying.
Yeah.
So, but Mr. Crenshaw, another person who we should extend the opportunity, if you ever catch us and you want to come on the show and explain your side of your docking assistance and how you found your way into the position of helping Don in his times of need. We'd love to hear your stories. Well,
we got to do one last thing, because you remember Rock and Roll Experience. Was it you that was talking about rock and? No, it wasn't. Rock and Roll Experience. That goth guy that. Are you familiar with OTEP?
Yes, I know who OTEP is. Yes.
Yeah. You know who she is, but you don't like the music, right? You do?
Nah.
I've
seen them at the Oz Fest, but I don't.
Same here.
I don't have a record or anything.
And I've seen them supporting other bands, or her supporting other bands, because she has this rotation people in and out. But Rock and Roll Experience, the guy that runs this webpage, at one point. Did an interview with her. I think it might have been audio. I think audio was posted. I think that got ultimately taken down. I got to find the print or text version of it, because he was interviewing her, and I forget how long ago. It must be at least 15 years ago. He interviewed her, and he was congratulating her on getting over her rape. Like, she was raped at some point in her life, and he congratulated her on that. Now, what lack of awareness, and what a fucking dope, huh? I mean, so she laid into him, and it was a big deal. I think that was even on Metal Sludge there for a little bit, where he did that. But Rock and Roll Experience does have, on occasion, a little bit of cool stuff on there. And from time to time they have.
I think I follow them on Facebook.
Yeah, they do have a Facebook page. I'm just trying to see here. What can we do here? Oh, there we go. Let me share this, because I'll read this, and I'll try not to neely it up, because, that fucking idiot can't read anything. But you see this photo. So this guy, you remember we were talking about this when I was contemplating just for a second to go see Ace Frehley at Warm Springs, but it's fire season and there's just no fucking way I'm going to drive 2.5 hours in the fire zone, risk getting caught in that bullshit either on the way there or on the way back for a 60-minute show in 99-degree weather. And then as a goof, I looked and was looking at the meet and greet, because I was like, hey, how much is this fucking guy charging you for this? Because in 2017, I saw Ace and Enough's Enough, Chips Enough, at the Aladdin Theater in Portland. And at that point, Ace was just, doing his comeback. So he was doing pretty good business, and he was putting on a decent performance. I got a chance to meet Ace at the fucking merch table, like the old school days, right? And you don't expect to meet Ace Frehley, so obviously I didn't have anything for him to sign, but he was selling 8x10s at that time. And I'll snap a photo of it so we can look at it next time or whenever I think about it. But for $35, this fucking guy signed the 8x10. Was really gracious, really nice. And it was a memorable experience for nothing, really, right? I mean, at that point, if you get to meet Ace and you get something signed, it's like, fucking score for $35. Sure, why not? It's just $35. That was it. But as we had spoken about, with this last tour, his meet and greets for 500 fucking dollars. So this guy, a fan, Doug Dorschutz, shared his bad experience with a $500 Ace Frehley meet and greet. So the guy posts, okay, this one hurts. Attended Ace Frehley concert last night. Had a great time. Lots of nostalgia, great set list. Yes, Ace had some technical difficulties, but they worked it out. My problem was with the long-awaited VIP meet and greet. $500. Really, Gene? I mean, Ace. No one forced me to pay this. The package we received did not contain one photo I wanted signed. His classic makeup era or smoking guitar shot. Big disappointment. Next, the manager, John, that's colostomy bag, tried his best to assure us Ace wanted to know our names and seemed wanting to make it a very personable experience. Nope. He was in a bad mood upon entering the trailer. As I started to tell my life story as to how I came to be a Kiss fan from the very venue from a story my father told me in the 70s, it fell on deaf ears. I went on to show Ace the photo I took of him in '86. Again, he couldn't have cared less and went on to sign it without me asking, and he counted it as one of the 5 items. He went on to sign 2 vinyl albums I brought and counted for 5 items. That's it. It says he takes it. That's it, says, and takes a picture. That's it. Also, no blue pin. He signed everything in pink. I have, and this is where it gets really dorky. We could talk about this and break this down, but he says, I have coordinating colors on other solo albums. Now I have pink for his? He goes, long rant, but $500, I expected more. I was warned you never know which Ace you're going to get for these events. I obviously got the wrong one. So there you go. I don't know what your take is on this, but I mean, he got the photo with Ace. I guess he looks pretty fucked up. I mean, I go back to the thing I've been saying all along. He may not be drinking, but I think he's fucking popping the benzos.
Okay, where shall evil even begin to start here?
Yeah, go for it.
I say this very nicely to this fan. You know what you're getting with Ace. This is not new. This is nothing that anyone else who's ever known the guy for 50 years hasn't explained before. He could be this way. He could be that way. Depends on whether he's up, down, sideways, whether he lost money at the crap table last night, whether he made money at the show tonight. Let's start from the get-go. You said you went to go see Ace Frehley and there were technical difficulties. Mm-hmm. One thing that's going to guarantee to put this man in a bad fucking mood is dealing with fucking incompetent fucking audio when he's a fucking former member of Kiss. He has an expectation when he gets on your stage that shit's going to work right. I guarantee you this is probably something related to Casino and their sound man, the front of house, stage sound, monitor guy, in-ear mix, whatever. Someone's not doing something right. That's going to lead, just telling you right now, might lead to some bad attitude later after the show. Now, this is where I think astronomy goes wrong.
Right.
Let's be real for the fans. Astronomy, you know for a fact that it's probably best to Ace's age, his general demeanor, and what may or may not happen successfully that night on the stage. Probably better to have the meet and greet before the show. Just a suggestion. A guy, let's just put it this way. He's almost, 75? 70s.
Yeah. I
Right?
think he's 73. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, close enough.
If he just played in 95-degree heat through technical issues for an hour and 15 minutes doing this fucking show, and now you're gonna have me climb on the fucking bus or wherever in the hotel, the
It says
casino,
the
and
trailer.
meet 100
I
people.
don't know what that means.
Wherever. I'm just saying, yeah, that some of these places put a trailer out back for the dressing room or the meet and greet. That's a bad idea from astronomy's point right from the get-go. The price is inflated. Why is the price inflated? Because, ladies and gentlemen, all you people that line up and get Ace to sign shit, where does it end up? Where does it end up?
eBay.
It ends up on eBay getting sold for fucking 3 times what it's worth because you had him scribble fucking Ace on there. He knows that now, kids. Back 10, 20 years ago, he didn't have astronomy or be prior to, he was not as aware of what this was going to turn into. Now he's aware. He can go on there. He's Ace. He's on the internet looking and seeing what you're selling his shit for. So this is why he doesn't do the guitars anymore, because you take a piece of shit guitar that's worth $50 and you mark it up to $5,000 because it has an Ace Frehley signature. Now you guys may say, well, why does Ace Frehley care? I paid for the signature. Because you're selling a hunk of shit guitar with his name on it to someone, and you're gouging them. That doesn't look good for him either. So I'm just saying there's reasons why this happens. You have an astronomy involved. That right there he's got to have a 5-star dinner in a hotel bed. Right?
And
so he's gouging every price to the maximum
too,
on the merchandise and the meet and greet. Absolutely. And I can guarantee you Ace may or may not be on the wagon. We all know that is a battle that Ace has battled throughout his whole life. But at this point in time, someone should be surprised. I think what I'm saying here for this fan is, buddy, your complaint should really go to astronomy for the inflated price, the way this was set up, the way this was handled. Ace doesn't hear that well. So if you just hand him something and you're going on about my daddy took me to see you in 75 at the Cobo Hall and you were doing that.
But think about that
too.
I mean,
as soon as you start going down that road,
when you have a guy
I've been told very clearly, hold on, let me just say this real quick. He can't hear very well, so he's not even, he's got hearing aids probably, so he's got hearing problems, so he's not hearing what you're saying, especially because of that reason, but then he's really going to tune out. Let me just tell you this. If you meet Gene, Paul, Ace, or Peter, anyone, Tommy Thayer, Eric Singer, Vinnie Vincent, you go to Mark St. John's grave, don't tell them the time you were 10 and you were taken by Uncle whatever, like I was, to see the concert. They've heard that. That doesn't get their interest. Say something like, hey, when you wrote this song, it's a deep album track and this set of lyrics, where were you at? That will get hey, okay, you're paying attention. You didn't just see a concert and buy a t-shirt. You're really listening to my lyrics and my music. I'm just saying that's kind of, if you want to get to them, they've heard the stories so many times. This dude right here, I'm just being honest with y'all. There's got to be 1,000,000 times in his life, literally, I'm not joking, 1,000,000 times he's probably heard someone say, I saw you at this age on Dynasty Tour at whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, he was plastered 3 sheets to the wind with 2 bottles of fucking Jack and an ounce of Coke. So there's no way he remembered your show and what date that was. And so he's just going to, he probably just
look at him. He looks fucked up right there. I mean, his wig's about ready to fall off his fucking skull.
Exactly. He's 70-something years old. I mean, I'm just saying, I might just say, you got to go into it with realistic expectations if you're going to flop down the money and go this route. That's number one. Your color coordination on your albums, bro. Do you think that Ace is even fucking paying? Someone just hand him a fucking Sharpie of whatever color, and he's just scrabbling Ace on every fucking thing you hand him because he thinks that's what you want him to do. Right. So I'm just saying, be aware, and then you wouldn't be let down. And I would just say, let's just be honest. Evil's opinion, it's not worth $500. That's all.
There's no way. No, like I said, I saw.
You'd be better off. You'd be better off later that night or the night before in the casino, looking for him at the crap table and go up next to him and buy him a drink and throw a couple $100 on the table next to him and say, hey man, what are you betting on? Then you're going to talk to Ace for a second, get to know the real Ace. But this stuff is just, and no offense. I mean, I wish this dude would post. How many people were in line for this, bro?
Sure.
After the show.
Not many. I mean, tired. $500.
Well, I'm just saying that, but even if they had 25 or 30, that's 30 people he has to wait through hearing your stories and your 5 items to sign after he's been on stage for an hour and a half dealing with technical difficulties, and he's 75 years old or 2 years old.
He's no Don Dokken. I mean, he doesn't have 15 people with 15 items apiece and signing every one.
Well, that's because astronomy does run a tight ship that way. I guarantee you, like Greenbaum, he's in there regulating how much shit's coming in this trailer before Ace even sees that, because that's going to probably light Ace up as soon as he sees 25 items. He's like, what the fuck am I sitting here all day for this guy? So I'm just saying that's that. Number two, also, like, think about this. Number two, I might be on 3 or 4 or 5 at this point. The point is, at $500, if it is overinflated, then don't pay it, and then the price will go down. If you all keep dumping there's 40, 50 people after every show paying $500, Ace is taking the cash, y'all. He's going to go to the crap table later that night with your cash and gamble it. That's what's going to happen. No. I'm just telling you.
And look at, he's got something in common with your brother. He's got the fucking lunch lady arms happening.
This starts happening once you cross the 55, I think, age group, and you're no longer taking care of yourself. And
you don't give a fuck.
You're having too many. Well, think about what's the common denominator: having too many cocktails and chit-chatting with your friends all the time gives you the lunch lady flabby arms.
Well, and he's got the hair issues like your brother. You know, he's got the just the for wig, men.
But at least he's again. Neely won't admit it. Me and Ace will just tell you it's fake. This isn't real, guys. This is not real hair. At least Ace will tell you that.
Ace will tell you.
He's wearing a wig.
He told the Trunkster that he wears a wig. You know?
Yeah, he's not hiding it. So I'm just saying, now, does that make it? No, Ace should probably step up. If you're getting $500 a head for this shit, at least put a smile on. Pretend, well, Planet Jindal, I remember you when you were there when you were 10 or something. I don't know. Fuck, make some shit up, dude. But yeah, I mean, at this point in time, I've heard this back and forth. You know, it's like you're literally you're at the crap table. They're rolling the dice, and you don't know what's going to come up here because whether Ace is in a good mood or a bad mood will determine, and that can be determined upon a lot of things. And I'm just saying, I think part of it's also, let's just be realistic. If you're Ace, you're that old, and you're still out there doing it, kind of because you need the cash, probably. Because you got vices and lifestyles and exes and kids and shit and bills,
taxes.
I can see how
that he hasn't paid.
Yeah, for sure. And if a car that he probably wrecked last week and he needs to get repaired. So I'm just saying that guy's kind of in a bind himself where he probably has to work probably longer than he really wants to. But if these people keep throwing him that amount of cash, I can see why he's going to sit there and be like, yeah, Curly, I'll give you my signature. So, but I'm with you. I just don't think there's anything that valuable to me that I would spend that kind of money or put myself in that position to be let down. I'm familiar with enough musicians to know that you're with all of these people. Let's be very fair. And they might not be bad people in any way. They might have had a bad show, a bad experience with the promoter. They were not getting paid what they thought they were. Something changed and they got to ride through the night and go to the hotel or not go to the hotel and get sleep. So that's put them in a funk. And I'm just saying they're human beings. And so that you could run into a chance where they're going to be a dick. They don't really mean to be a dick, but they got other shit to deal with. And you're just be realistic. You're a fan. Like, I'm a fan. So I just put yourself in that position and then you won't be let down. And maybe talk about something that they haven't had said to them a million times. Just saying.
Right.
Guys in Kiss have heard that same fucking story ad nauseum, dude. They must just vomit in their fucking plate as soon as the next guy walks up talking about I was 12 at Madison Square Garden. So that would make me check out.
Right.
Now, if you walked up and said, hey, Ace, when you wrote Rocket Ride, were you high on this or were you doing that? Or what studio were you in? What amp combination? Well, I think I was using a Marshall JCM 800. And that might get more of a response of something out of him then. So before we wrap up here for this segment or this edition, there's a couple of notes I was going to throw out there that I just thought was weird. News items and related that I saw. Well, first off, are you a Cradle of Filth fan?
Nah. I mean, I saw him on Ozfest, and I picked up a couple albums along the way over time, but nah. I mean, as far as black metal, they're not. I mean, they had a lot of critical acclaim, but they're not really that great. I mean, overall, they're not. They're one of the most popular, I guess, of those the genre. But I think it's black metal. I always think of. I don't know, Venom, because they were more of a thrashy, black metal type band. And then there was all those overly satanic bands that it's just kind of like they're goofy, kind of like Motley Crue doing Shout at the Devil, but no, I'm not a huge fan of them. And nah.
I had my, late 90s at an Ozfest saw him. I think it was when the Barker guy was still on the drums, and I was pretty impressed with some of the musicianship and the theatrics, but it did kind of devolve over time, and I maybe bought an album or two and then went, I don't really change from album to album. All the albums sound the same. But the point is, if you're at all familiar with them, there is a large volume of drama dropping on the internet with these guys. I mean, we're not talking just like a little bit of dirt here. We're talking accusations of people being pregnant and drinking alcohol and stress causing pregnancy issues, firing of keyboards and guitar players, and contracts that apparently are completely unacceptable, and rumors that the Mr. Coldchamber is the manager as part of this shenanigan with Mr. Danny, the singer, and it's so if you get out there, ladies and gentlemen, I can't even begin to read all of the messages and the postings it's a daily thing. But man, if you wanted to get into the drama of a band and the shit that goes on behind the scenes, they're completely just pulling all the curtains back and exposing the entire closet full of skeletons, and there's a lot of shit going on there. So anyways, I thought it was kind of funny because if you hear me referencing in future episodes of the CMS that I gave you these hands, it's because the guitar player keeps telling Danny Filth that for 12 years he gave him these hands to play guitar for you. And this is how you treated me, $200 a day and a sandwich and a sack lunch. So it's kind of amusing, really. So you might want to check that out. It's probably going to make you laugh. There's even some language in the Danny Filth messages that you would not expect a guy who looks like this on stage to say things like, anywho. Well, anywho.
What a fucking asshole.
It's just a weird. I'm just saying. So get on there. It's all on Facebook. Just look it up. You can't, or any rock websites carrying it right now that's got news going on. So that's funny, and check it out. But another band that's having a lot of issues, apparently. I mean, well, not issues, but just a war of words with the singers is this band Saliva, which I'm not very familiar with. I think I heard Click Click Boom and a couple other radio tunes in 2001 to 2005 or something, and then I never bought an album. Not one time ever bought an album. Just heard on the rock radio station in town when I was driving around. Well, that Josie Scott guy I think wants his band name back because the other dude died or whatever, and they got the fake singer guy in there in his spot. But then. And that wouldn't really interest me, although they're jib-jabbering over who's legit or what. But then I seen this other story that says that someone who I do like, named Brian Wheat and Tommy Skio,
they're formed a band with him.
With Chris Holmes, with Josie Scott on vocals. What?
That's awful.
Well, that blew me away. Yeah. What is that going to sound like? Where is that? Chris Holmes and Josie Scott.
Yeah. I think
is a weird
is it possible that they're all
I hear what you're saying. I think the musician in me wants to say that maybe Tommy can save this, because Tommy can write some good riffs, and him and B-Dub have been known to come up with some decent Tesla songs in the past, musically speaking. So I was hoping with my heart that they would musically, because I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Chris Holmes writes that shit and bricks and all that stuff he did is horrible. Shit. So I don't want him writing the songs. And then Josie Scott, I mean, although I'm not a fan, I can acknowledge the guy writes a pretty good chorus once in a while that you will end up on the radio with some guy singing a chorus. Makes you go. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I can see how a lot of the average Joes of the world sing along to the stuff that he writes. Weird combination. I'm very.
Do you remember the name of the band?
Almost like a car accident. I'm probably gonna. No, I don't think they even announced the name of the band yet. It just said that's who's on vocals. I knew they were doing a band with those three, and when they said,
I can hear your brother saying whatever the name of their band exclusively on your classic metal show.
Classic metal show.
What a dickhead.
Well, remember Tommy Skio was the one who pointed out. What is his name? Neely. What is that? That's his last name. What's his first name? Wendell. Well, if my name was Wendell, I would make you call me Neely too. A classic Tommy Skio line. If my name was Wendell, I'd make you call me Neely too. So Anyways, that's going to be an interesting combination for you rock fans
Mm-hmm.
out there. What does that going to sound like? Some 80s guys, I mean, in case of Chris Holmes, some early 80s rockers merging with this 2001 Saliva singer. I like a car accident. I probably won't like it, but just because like a car, I will have to look and see what's going on here. What is this? What does this sound like? I'm going to probably hit play when that first song comes out, wondering what the fuck is this? So yeah, that's I think we got for this segment or this edition. We are going to be coming back this weekend with another round with a special guest. I don't know if you want to announce it, or we maybe just leave it a secret and tell them there will be a special guest coming on with us Sunday.
Someone
I'm actually excited to talk to you because
there is a Kiss connection. I think there's a Kiss connection. There's a Scorpions connection. There's
an Oregon connection.
A Bon Jovi connection. Yeah, Oregon connection. Yeah, there's all sorts of that's enough hints. 4 hints. That's pretty good.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Good conversation to have, and I will check in. Can't tell you when. Let me decide with Mr. Bob Leather how we're going to present this, but I believe that we're going to have either some messages or I'm trying to get a recorded audio message is what my ideal plan was with Mr. Leather. I have to get back with Mr. Braverman now that I've watched half of the Metalomania and I don't understand what am I watching and why am I watching this.
Yeah.
But we're going to see if we can corral these crazy individuals into coming on the show in the future weeks here. We're going to nominate a Cripple Claw of the month for September. I think it's my turn, so I'm going to have to do a little research and decide who the Cripple Claw is. And then again, I think I know because it keeps happening on my phone over here that the real Bobby Blotzer wants to talk about the show you saw, and the fakeness that the people. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I think that wraps it up. I got to get on the docking bike and I got to find the Orianthe's wig. I got to get that thing back to LA, and then I got to ride the docking bike back to Oregon before I have a good time with you on Sunday talking to our special guest. And, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll wrap this up. There's some weird shit going down the road. We're going to wrap this up by saying, ladies and gentlemen, that, the football season is here. We're going to kick off this weekend. So go 49ers. We're going to hopefully kick the Seahawks ass on Sunday.
The Seahawks.
I can't hear you. Got no microphone.
See, that was the thing because you're playing your rivals. I wish the Falcons were playing the Saints, but they get Tampa. Tampa is probably a better. It's either going to be Atlanta or Tampa. Yeah. So
Yes, so we'll be talking a little bit. We will even just because we can, because he's a Falcons fan, and
also our guest is a huge Rams fan, so he's in the same division.
There you go.
Which used to be NFC South. Remember the Rams were NFC South back in the old days. And quick note: the guy who we're going to chat with performed halftime when the Rams played in the Super Bowl on the Monsters of Rock cruise, because I saw it and I was watching the game on the big screen. So there's more. That's way too many hints, but you'll figure it out.
Figure it out with the.
You can't figure
cruise.
it out. I mean,
that should definitely
Yeah.
All right. So until then, we will. I'm gonna check out of here. He's checking out of there. We're gonna get Orianthe her wig, and all right, kids.
All right.
Bye, kids.
Raise your horns high, let your spirit flow.